Hey, how's the hair look? Back in California. Got the red face again. Hopefully the hair is looking good. A lot to talk about today. I know most people are going to want me to talk about McCarthy and the speakership and blah, 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 all the inside baseball. You know, people love the ball game too much, right? People love the play-by-play too much. And I think that's why a lot of people don't understand me and get angry at me a lot. Because most people think the most important issue is, oh, McCarthy's out. What does it mean? Will it be Byron Donalds? And you listen to this radio show of a play-by-play as if you're a spectator and not a participant, right? As if you're a spectator but not a participant. But guess what? Republicans, far right-wing people, shit libs, all of us, we're not spectators. We're participants, unwilling. In the case of me, in the case of a couple people who died. So something that's been kind of heavy on my heart is these crimes that are happening. Oh boy, here comes baby boy. What's up? He comes in now, he slams open the door. And it slams into the mirror now. What's up, baby boy? You gonna make a cameo? He just slammed the door on his mom. You gonna make a cameo? You wanna climb up? All right, baby boy wants to make a cameo. I don't put the girls on the video anymore, but if baby boy knows he's gonna come in and just destroy things, which is what he's doing. He's opening a drawer and he's just taking things out. Here, you got me these. Come on, bud. These are my incognito glasses. So when I'm in New York, actually I don't go to New York.
He's probably going to scream if I take them, just so you know.
Okay. Baby boy's going to scream if he's removed from me. So if you hear him screaming, just know that he's just mad because he wants to destroy everything in this room. All right. Back to the topic. So we're right here, bud. You can come hang out if you want. Okay. Come hang out. Okay. You can come hang out. Come sit. You can come up here. All right. He wants to come up here. All right. Baby boy's going to make a cameo. Here we go. What's up, dude? That's you. All right. We don't let the girls be on video anymore because they're older, recognizable, but he's still a baby, so I don't mind. But yeah, we don't have the girls on the videos anymore because all the bad people. But yeah, this is a baby boy right here. I don't think he's been with me doing the vids, and he's gonna get mad if his mom takes him out, and he's gonna scream if she removes him. So he can hang out for a minute, a little bit. So, look at them chompers. And he's now in his roughhousing phase. So he likes to, so he likes to fight with dad and the sisters, likes to pass the guard, all that stuff. So anyway, back to the topic. And what's going on in this world, and how we're all involuntary participants in this world. So we're all, you don't just get to watch like the play-by-play anymore, right? We don't live in a normal world where you get to have political opinions, and it's just like a game, right? It's not a game that we're watching. We've been drafted by the Soros DAs and the vicious Democrats into something that none of us want to be in, myself included. You think I want to be doing videos, talking about stupid politics, getting yelled at people, being called a traitor, wondering when the Democrats are going to assassinate me? You think I want to live like that? You think that's like cool? You think that's a fun way? You think that's what I want to be doing with my life? I want to go to the gym, hang out with my kids, pay my bills, dude. That's what I want to do. That's what everybody wants to do. But you don't get to, man. You don't get to because these policies are at your doorstep now. Right? These policies now are at your doorstep, and you don't get to just watch or just listen to the game. Oh, maybe they'll raise taxes 3% or 5%. What's long-term capital gains going to be? You don't get to do that, man. And this is what these Soros activists are learning. I think there's 6 people dead recently. There was that tech CEO who went on an elevator with a guy that she never should have gone on an elevator with. That's for sure. Because, I don't want to prejudge people. The guy didn't even have a pass to the, he knocked on the door. He's trying to get in the building. Well, you don't want to judge. Don't judge people. Don't judge people. Let him in. Oh, well, I'm going to get on the elevator alone with a man. And, guess what? I'm a man. If there's a woman alone in the elevator, I don't get on the elevator with her. For my sake and hers. Right? Because I don't even want to be alone in an elevator with a woman. And if you're a woman, you shouldn't want to be alone in an elevator with a man. Maybe that's a little inconvenient. But, she didn't want to judge. She's 26, dude. She got beat bad. I don't even want to go into the details. It's some real, horror film stuff. And then the guy who did it had been released by Soros DA policies. And, but this is where it's at now. And there was two activists killed yesterday. Blah, 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 blah. Two activists killed yesterday, including one, Antifa, was beat to death by an unhoused person. Because they're unhoused, right? And I want to talk about that video because, I think it just encapsulates everything that we've talked about, right? I want to talk about everything in that video. So you have a guy, he's Antifa, white guy, just some skinny fat goober, I don't know, people are saying my tone's wrong and I don't know what my tone's supposed to be. People are like, oh, your tone's bad. Sorry, dude, you don't get to not go to the gym. You don't get to not know fighting, a real martial art. You don't get to. Sorry, man. Those times are so far gone. So people are like, oh, you're, even some conservative cucks are like, oh, you're being mean. I don't know what to tell you guys. You don't get to just exist anymore. Right? You don't get to. Sorry. You don't get to be just some skinny fat guy in your 20s. You don't get to. I mean, you never should have been. But now you don't get to. Me, you think I like going to the gym? Get real, dude. But what are you going to do? You have to. You have to do your sled pushes. You have to do your sled pulls. You have to do your hangs. Your dead hang. You have to do this stuff, man. Because you might have some guy slamming into you. Can you body slam somebody your weight or higher or greater? If you're a man, if a man rushes into you, can you pick him up and slam him if he attacks you? That's bare minimum, Yeah, so that video has so many things going on because he can play with these. Those are just cheap blue blocker glasses. And, okay, he's going with mama. All right, go be with your mama now. All right, baby boy's back with his mama. Blah, 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 blah. Baby boy's going back with his mom. Now he's screaming because he wants to be with dad. He's in a dad phase. He wants to be around dad. He wants to be around his grandpa. Yeah, so in that New York video, people are going, oh man, you made fun of that guy's death. So, the opposite. If you read me, you know that I believe, this is a sincerely held religious belief of mine. Okay, come on in, kick the door open. Kick it open. If you want to be in, you got to shove it open. Well, I'm not opening it for you. You got to slam it open. So, if you know this is a sincerely held religious belief of mine, that even when my enemies perish, I don't rejoice because I believe you summon that energy back to yourself. And that's so deeply ingrained in me as it's a deeply held religious belief that even when bad things have happened to people, it's an impulse. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that's why it's a religious belief, because if it weren't religious belief, I would just say, oh, I'm such a great human. And I don't laugh when people who want to kill me die. I don't do that. I'm just no, dude, I'm terrible. It's the whole point of original sin. It is I'm so flawed. And of course I feel, a certain way that isn't good. That's why you have religious practice to try to balance, those bad impulses. And so people are going, oh, you're mocking this guy. It's dude, I'm not mocking anybody. But I'm not going to not talk about it. So in the case of yesterday, one guy, I posted a tweet that, Democrats take over in 2024, regime's going to kill me. And they're like, oh, you're paranoid, you're this, all the usual stuff, right? Cernovich crazy. He's lost it. He's melting down. He's drunk, even though I didn't drink alcohol. He's whatever. So one of the guys who replied to that tweet and said Cernovich will be institutionalized, he got killed in Philly. He got killed, man. Some people claim it was his lover and it was some drug deal. There's a lot of people have different theories on what happened, but the point is that that's where lawlessness leads. None of us are safe. That's the whole point. Right? There's this Ben Franklin line that says, the man who would sacrifice liberty for safety deserves neither. All right, dude, we don't have liberty or safety. Ben Franklin did not understand anarcho-tyranny. Benjamin Franklin, it never even occurred to Benjamin Franklin or the founding fathers that anarcho-tyranny would happen, or that the Bolshevik ways would happen. Where, you don't get liberty or safety, right? Because remember the quote goes, the man who would surrender liberty for safety deserves neither freedom nor safety. How quaint, right? We don't have any freedom. You're oppressed by the government. You're squeezed everywhere you look. You're squeezed by the government, taxed on everything, just squeezed. You're going to get the parking ticket and the unhoused people aren't. Unhoused people in Santa Monica, dude, they're flushing sewage into the water and you can't do anything about it. You can't remove it, right? You can't do anything, right? You can't just go out and socialize anymore. In New York, you can't. You can't go to sleep in Philadelphia because crime is so rampant that it's just a culture of lawlessness and a culture of so we don't have liberty or freedom anymore. We don't have freedom or safety. We have neither. Anarcho-tyranny. That's why people go, what about the China credit score? Dude, I mean, it's so bad. And people are going to clip this and, with the usual games. I don't give a shit. But when people go, the China credit score, and it's like, well, man, I wish we had that if we used it. So if you're an unhoused person shitting in your RV, draining water into the Pacific Ocean, draining your shit and piss into the Pacific Ocean, I wish we had a social credit score to get rid of you. But we know how to be used. The social credit score wouldn't be about how you actually behaved. It would be about your political ideology. I wish we had a social credit score. You're an unhoused person at 4 a.m. Well, guess what? You don't get to be out in the streets at 4 a.m. You're going to be taken to the people with the lowest social credit score. So we don't get that. We just get the worst of both worlds. We don't get any freedom. We're squeezed everywhere you look. And we don't get security of, the whole deal of civilization. The whole point of a society is we give up certain things for social stability, right? We give up the freedom of the hunter-gatherer way, the freedom of anarchy. We give it up so we can have contracts and roads and a legal system that works. So we don't have a legal system now. We have a system that is just going to convict Trump people and frame them and make up stuff and send them to gulags. We have Republicans who don't give a shit. Dan Crenshaw, case study in it. He needs his diaper changed. He's all upset about the speaker vote. It's like, well, Dan, you need your diaper changed over that, but you don't give a shit about January 6th. Here's the Dan Crenshaw thing. You think you're gonna defund the USA, FBI, DOJ? You sound like AOC. Smugshaw, right? It's like Smugshaw. Just like, Dan, who do you think you are, dude? Honest to God. You're a SEAL and that's cool. You are a cool guy. You're like a legitimate cool guy. And that's great, but this smug sanctimony, you pooped your pants or something. I'm so sick of this shit. I really am. Oh, go change your diaper, bro, because fucking McCarthy's out. Give a shit about, dude, why isn't Ray Garland prosecuting interstate theft rings, smash and grab theft rings? That's textbook racketeering. It's what RICO was designed for, right? If you're the mob and you break people's storefronts, you get arrested and charged with RICO. So, it's not a federal, it's a local law enforcement. And the interstate transportation of criminal goods as is happening in LA and DC and New York, that's not a local matter. That's textbook RICO. So where's your outrage for that? Where's your outrage for this Venezuelan gangs that are kidnapping people and holding people for ransom now, coming in through the southern border? Where's your outrage for the J6 gulags? Where's your outrage? Another Congress member got carjacked. And then even Mike Lee, we need to get away with home rule. You don't need to get away with home rule, bro. You need to ask Matthew Graves and Garland and Ray and say, hey, why are you guys not prosecuting carjackers, but you have unlimited resources to throw grandmas into the gulag because they walked in the Capitol when the Capitol doors were open, right? I'm just sick of this shit, right? That's why people are like, oh, you're on one today, man. because I have a coherent worldview, right? My worldview is pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward. Prisons are diabolical. Rikers Island, these things are diabolical. So I believe in criminal justice reform to the extent that we have safe and humane prisons. And that means you got to execute a lot of people who can't make them safe and humane, right? So an easy way to clean up Rikers, you have plumbing issues you got to fix too, is you have to execute the people who don't make it safe and humane, and it's going to be other prisoners. You just remove them, and you're fine. So I believe that if you're going to imprison people, you have to send them the proper conditions. The death penalty needs to be widely used. The FBI and Department of Justice should be prosecuting serious crimes. Child sex trafficking. All those houses in El Paso, Texas now where kids are being destroyed in just horrific ways and tortured on video. That's all interstate. Carjacking. Other violent crimes, interstate crime rings. So you should use the resources of the federal government to prosecute serious felonies, not people walked in the Capitol after they were, 5,000 people walked through and they didn't know that you couldn't go in the Capitol because there weren't any signs, but you need to just know you can't go in because there's a joint session. Oh, there's a joint session. Somehow you're supposed to know, but Jamal Bowman pulls the fire alarm. That's okay because, he didn't do anything wrong, or oopsie daisy, honest mistake, which maybe it was, but what about all these MAGA meemaws who walked in the Capitol? Like, the doors were open, dude. Thank God I didn't go to D.C. on January 6th, because if I were just there and I saw the doors of the Capitol were open and police are saying, come in, be polite, be civil, I would think you could walk in. How could you not think that? So Jamal gets a mulligan. Bowman, Congressional Bowman, I didn't know, oopsie daisy. Okay, well, where are the oopsie daisies for the people who just said Capitol's open? Right? Police are saying come in, but don't break anything. Okay. Nobody pulled the fire alarm. Nobody broke anything. Get out of here, right? So these Republicans, what have they done to prosecute real crimes, or to call it Ray and Garland and say, yeah, dude, why is a member of Congress getting carjacked, bro? And that's why people go, oh, you're mean today. You're just, oh, yeah, I'm so mean. Oh, I'm sorry my tweet was just worded. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry my tweet was just worded. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me reword my tweet more delicately for your feelings, right? That's the whole problem. That's the whole problem of thinking you're a spectator and not a participant, when you should be mad at the people who are throwing people in the gulags, dude. You should be mad at people who are not holding Garland and Ray accountable. You think Ray or Garland gives a shit that there's a Republican House majority? Oh, but there are hearings, there's investigations. Get real, dude. We saw how Pelosi ran her hearings and investigations, right? Get real. Quit, so if Dan or someone else needs their diaper changed because I got a little baby boy, oh, you're so sad. Oh, you're so sad. Need your diaper? Need a diaper? Need a bottle? Need a little blankie? Need a little blankie? Oh, maybe a little cookie. Cookie and milk. You need mommy to give you a little cookie and milk. Oh, so sad, right? Get real. For real. Just get real. Get real. And that's what you people and everybody need to... Yeah, you need a pacifier. You need a little passy. Let's a little passy. Are you teething? The teething bead. You're so sad. McCarthy's out. Oh, you need a little bead. Your molars coming in. Oh, okay. We'll get you little teething beads, and your little molars are coming in. Oh, little baby boy. Okay. We'll get you some. We'll get you a little bottle, little milk, maybe a little cookie. Maybe we'll crush up a little cookie, put it in the bottle, shake it up a little bit. Yeah. Okay. That's how these people sound, man. Meanwhile, people are getting murdered in the streets. That's the second Democrat congressperson to be carjacked. That Irish lady got jacked in Philadelphia in broad daylight. Hanlon, or she has one of those Irish names. And a woman congressman. Another woman congressman in D.C. was about to be killed. She thought twice, threw hot coffee on the guy. Right? Look that up. But people are mad about my tweets. Oh, my tweets are so... Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'll word my tweet differently. I'm so sorry. I didn't know that I didn't know that it matters more how I word a tweet versus the policies that Republicans are enabling and Democrats are enabling and that Soros activists are enabling, where like people are fucking dying, getting killed, right? And you think, yeah, like that Antifa video, that guy was an Antifa guy, man, who got stabbed at 4 a.m. Dude, he was trying to talk to an unhoused person. I mean, I'll give it to this guy, Ryan, whatever his name was. I'll give him credit for this. There's an expression called you got to eat your own cooking, right? You got to eat your own cooking, which means if you're telling people, hey, go invest in this company, you better invest in this company, right? So that guy believed his own cooking. Dude, if I see an unhoused person at 4 a.m. and I am above average size male, you know, my wife was even talking about that when she watched the video because she didn't understand it. She said I should have her repeat it, but she's going to go get the kids. She said, Michael, what is this video? And she goes, what is he doing? Because she couldn't process it because her brain isn't broken by the left. So even though she doesn't, you know, have my worldview and understand the world the way I do, her brain isn't broken. So she's just like, she couldn't like process it. Right? If I'm with my wife and I see a quote unquote unhoused person at 4 a.m, you know what I'm doing? She said, you would say, we're out of here. I would grab her arm and we'd be running so fast, man, that you couldn't believe it. Why was he on the streets at 4 a.m? Because he's in New York. You people, that's just another whole conversation that is irrelevant. Because it's New York, man. And used to be able to go out at 4 a.m. All right? Used to be able to do that. All right? So, quit changing the subject. He was in New York. It's 4 a.m. You people live a little. Go touch grass. Go touch grass. Why was he out at 4 a.m? Because that's what young people do, man. I've been out at 4 a.m. many times in my life. I should have been in church. I'm not defending it, but go touch grass if that's some like mystery. Like, why are people out at 4 a.m? Okay, boomer. Okay, boomer. So my wife is just saying, like, I don't understand it, because she's like, well, here's what would happen, right? First thing I would have done is I'd have grabbed her and we'd have been gone the other way. If the guy turned around, then I would have said, you're out of here. And I would have turned around and I just would have blasted that guy, knowing that I was going to get stabbed and killed, because you can't beat a knife, dude. There's an expression, he brought a knife to a gunfight. At a close distance, I'm more afraid of a knife than a gun. Most people are. Now, a lot of people, the Gravy Seals are going to be all out. Oh, can't wait for these chuckle fucks. Cerno's claiming a knife is more dangerous than a gun. At close distance, if I had to choose, right? If I had to choose close distance with an unhoused person, I would rather take my chance with him at close distance having a gun than a knife. And if you don't understand that, I don't have time to explain it. But I can see the chuckle fuck Gravy Seals are all going to be, run towards a gun from a knife, right? We're a close distance, man, and I see a gun. There's a chance that I can hit your shoulder. There's a chance. I'm not saying believe the Krav Maga hype, but I'm saying there's a chance. If you're running at me with a knife, dude, I'm getting stabbed, and I'm going to have a colostomy sac if I'm lucky. If I'm unlucky, I'm dead. Knives are terrifying. I'm terrified of knives. Terrified of knives. So there's an unhoused person with a knife near me and my wife. We are gone. We are running so fast. And if there's no way out, then I'm saying, I love you, babe. And it's like, see you on the next round, because I'm gone. And then I would just swing for the fences at his face. You know, because you want it, because everybody thinks you can't grab the knife, you have to grab the hand. Like, there's techniques, and I've had some training and everything like that. But I'm not trying to pretend like I'm someone I'm not. Right? I'm just telling you what I would do. I know the tactics. Right? I also know that grabbing the arm and disarming a druggie, because they're druggy, they're not unhoused. I'm so tired of that, but I use that satirically or ironically. Dude, some methed out person, and you're grabbing his, you think you're going to, like, grab his hand, dude. It ain't like your little kung fu classes. It doesn't work that way. So what I'm doing is I'm swinging for the fences in the face. I'm swinging for the fences, and then here's my options, because it's New York. I get lucky, and I connect, and I neutralize the attack. Great. Now I can be like, Daniel, penny and I can get indicted by a Soros DA. That's nice. Or I connect, but it's not enough and he stabs me and I'm dead. Great. But that's the end result of the anarcho-tyranny we live in. Right? So if you can't just be like, well, I'll fight for my life and hopefully defend myself. You got to realize, well, I'm going to fight for my life, and if I'm lucky, I survive, but then I'm going to get indicted for manslaughter by a Soros DA, and then I'm going to go on trial to a bunch of shit-lib jurors, who, like in D.C., don't give a shit if you're guilty. If you're a Trump supporter, they're going to, or even seen like me as a Trump supporter, you're getting convicted. Nice. Okay, cool. Great. So that's why I tell people don't even go into those. I don't go in those places. I was recently, in a blue zone, and I took necessary precautions with security. I just have private security with me when that happens, and they're usually local PD. You always want to hire the local police as private security, and that's what I have to do. So, yeah, I just would not be in New York. I wouldn't be in New York, let alone at 4 a.m, because I'm not going to be put into a situation where my choices are defend yourself and then go to prison for manslaughter, because the Soros DA is going to indict you and shit-lib jurors are going to convince you, lynch mob you. Or like you die. Or you get the worst of both worlds. You get stabbed and you have a colostomy bag, but you're able to survive because you knocked the guy down. Oh, but he hits his head the wrong way, and now you go to jail too. Congrats. Those are your choices. You don't get freedom or safety. You don't even get to make the deal that you're going to give up a little bit of liberty for more safety. We're so far out of that world. These like goober people, we're so far away from that world that it's not even a discussion. Oh, give me liberty or safety. You don't get either. Fuck you. You get neither. Enjoy it. Enjoy your time in the gulag. Oh, but don't call prison gulag. Conservative goobers are really like on one about that. Oh, gulag? We don't have gulags. Right, okay, my daughter's in the room, so I can't cuss anymore. What's up, Snugglebug? You tired? Okay, here. Don't get in the video, okay? Yeah, so we don't even get to do we don't get to do any of that. So that's where we are as a country, and then I see people having these little debates. They're trying to tone police me because maybe I didn't word something delicately enough for them. Oh, and then, of course, the last point I wanted to make before I forget. The last point I wanted to make was, oh, wow, and, there's been this line from 2017, and it's why Trump, we could have done so much more and we didn't, because they want to listen to me, was, oh, now this moderates see how bad it is. They're not going to vote Republican. Get Republican voters turned out. Get Republican voters turned out. I'm going to freaking lose it if I have to hear you people say, oh, all we got to do is unite with the moderate Dems. They're not going to unite with you. The Trump Platinum Plan. I mean, look at what Trump did. Platinum Plan. Criminal justice reform. He didn't go into the trans issue because they were worried about alienating moderates. He backed down from Pelosi with the deportations. Remember that? Because they put that crying kid on the cover of Time magazine. Trump backed down. Backed down on all the shutdowns. Just cut it. Cut it out. Here comes baby boy again. Baby boy's coming again. Yeah, so just cut it out. They're not going to vote Republican. The only way that we have any shot of winning in 2024, and we have very, very little shot, is get more Republican voters out. Give up this fantasy, this goober fantasy that Democrats are going to start voting for us because Eric Weinstein and Barry Weiss and the intellectual dark web, Sam Harris. Remember Sam Harris is part of that little clique. Go read that original. If you want to know a little funny piece of history about how afraid this limited hangout CIA cutout people were of me, is go read the original intellectual dark web article in New York Times Magazine, where they propped up Sam Harris, who, I wonder why they propped him up, right? 2023, and he's on Bill Maher saying Trump Russiagate's true and there was Russian collusion. Right? Barry Weiss happy to take all your subscriptions, dude. She's never voting Republican. None of these people are voting Republican, dude. You got to get over that. You're just delusional goober thinking, right? So go read that original intellectual dark web that Barry Weiss wrote before she realized she could just get you like goober conservative centrists, realize she could Pied Piper you idiots, around. They said you're not allowed to talk. It says in the article, go read it. New York Times, go Intellectual Dark Web, New York Times, Mike Cernovich. She said you can't talk to Cernovich. That's how afraid they were of me and the real truth. You can go, it's in the article. So that article was just a limited hangout designed to deflate the real populist movement. And a lot of you fell for it. And I don't know what to tell you. But a lot of you fell for it because you're low stat. I'll tell you, you know why people fall for this stuff? Can I be honest? For my heart, can I tell you why people fall for this stuff? Because you're in the framework that the left is like cool and, oh, you're in the whole framework of Bill Maher. Bill Maher is an ugly dork. To me. If you ask me I would say Bill Maher is an ugly dork. I don't want to be on the Bill Maher. I think I saw him in person. He's a little weasel. It was at the Scaramucci book signing. And he came in and he hid from me. There's people who were there at that. Right? A little weasel. He's just like this. Stringy, nasty hair. His face, he has to wear makeup because it's all just gross and like, I don't know what he does I don't know what he does. Eric Finman was there at the signing. The little weasel walks in, Bill Maher, and he sees me and he's just gone. And I'm not like I was even going to do anything. It was a book signing. I'm a friendly guy in person. Anybody can tell you that I'm the most friendly guy in the world who's met me. Anybody can tell you that. So I wasn't going to like say anything, but I was just, who is this dork? And then you people are like, oh, Bill Maher made a good point. Because I am actually cool. Or I was. I'm old now and I don't really care about cool anymore. But I'm actually that guy. Right? So that's why I don't have these cultural insecurities that all these conservative goobers have. Because when I see Bill Maher, you know, because if you're like, well, who do you look up to, Mike? Who do you think is like legit? Well, I'm like someone like Jocko, right? Someone like Goggins. If you want to say like, who's a tier above me? There are tiers above me, right? But you're like, Bill Maher? Sam Harris? These are dorks. I mean, like, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit if they're saying one reasonable thing that these guys are who you look up to? Who cares? Get real, right? Get real. So that's how I see it. Like, I don't need these like reform shit libs coming in here. Oh, they said something kind of reasonable, so I'm gonna promote them and join their Substack or whatever. They're dorks, man. These people are dorks. But that's how conservatives fall for it, because they just think they're like cool because they used to watch them on TV, and I never watched them on TV because why would I have ever watched these dorks? Right? Like why would I have ever known who Sam Harris was? If you were like, oh, Sam Harris is an intellectual, he's dumb. He's not. Right? So I didn't even know who these people were until they started attacking me. And then I'm like, well, wait a minute, that like midget is like trash talking me? And he's not even smart, and he is like quad jabbed, and he won't even debate Brett Weinstein because, right? So for me, that's how I process it. Just, what a bunch of dorks. Like, why would I care? Why would I care about that these dorks agree with us? But all these conservatives are dorks. I'm a man without a country. I'm a man, because people will go, oh, I'm politically home, and you look at them, they're just mid-tier shit libs. Oh, I'm politically home. No, you're not. You're just mid. You're not politically homeless. You're mid. Okay? I'm a man without a country because I believe in a vigorous right wing, a vigorous one, which means health, vitality. That's why if you look at who I promote the most, I'm promoting people like Alexander Cortez, Mark Lobliner. Look at who I promote the most. Do you see me promoting these just feeble, sickly, conservative goobers or the intellectual goober web people? Look at read my timeline. Who do I retweet and who do I retweet and like why? Right? But Because that's the real right wing. That's the real right. It isn't some dork on TV who you like couldn't, I don't know, lift a 20-pound kettlebell, right? It's just not like, it's just nonsensical to me, you know? So I have an actual vision. I have an actual aesthetic. I have an actual vibe. I have an actual belief system, you know, that frankly is more moderate than Bill Clinton in the 90s, right? That's how much this country has fallen, is that I'm not even more radical than Bill Clinton was, than Democrats were. If you watch a Democrat speech from the 90s about crime or something, they make me look tame. You know, I look like a cuck compared to the Democrats of the 90s. Oh, the gossip girls are here. Why do you rag on Jordan Peterson? Your dad. You feel sad? Your little daddy? Your daddy? Did I say something mean about your daddy? I'm sorry. Did I say something mean about your daddy? I didn't mean to. Can your daddy beat up my daddy? Can your dad beat up my... I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to insult your dad. Can your dad beat up my dad? Okay, I apologize. I'm so sorry. So sorry if I'm not giving sufficient deference to your daddy. Okay. Can I go get you a bottle? Can I go get you a baby bottle? Because I didn't mean to say anything mean about Jordy. I didn't mean it, little snickerdoodle. Can I get you a little blankie, maybe, to snuggle with? A little milk, a little cookie. My daughter's over there laughing. I don't even talk to my own kids like that, but that's how some of you people code to me. That's how I interpret a lot of you people. You need a little blankie to snuggle with. Suck your little thumb. Suck your little thumb. Sucking for your little thumb, right? But yeah, that's how a lot of you people, you like are to me. People insult me all the time. Do you ever hear my supporters going, "Don't you dare insult me"? I don't care. Because I'm not perfect. I don't like elevate myself to be some like perfect person. I just have a worldview that's pretty coherent. Right? So then the guy's like, wow, dude, you're a dork. Get out of here. How'd you find me? Right? How'd you find me? My goodness. I'm getting too popular again. So I had to quit doing video. I get too popular. I was walking up a Del Taco yesterday towards a cigar shop. Guy says, Cernovich, you're the man. Thumbs up. True story. You know, people can deny this stuff all they want. But that's why I quit doing videos, because then I get too popular. Too many people recognize me. And I get all these like dumb... That guy who liked me wasn't dumb. I don't mean that. Thank you to the person if you're watching me leave a Del Taco. I had four of those just open-faced chicken tacos. 10 grams of protein each. 130 calories. If you're trying to keep your macros. And they're like $1.29 each, I want to say. So I want to say I had a Coke Zero, 4 tacos, 40 grams protein, good macros. Fountain Coke Zero with the refill for, I don't know, $8 or $9. Who said everything bad is bad in the economy? There's still little menu items like that. But yeah, I do get popular, and then I just get like the wrong crowd here who doesn't get the vibe, you know? And then it just, and you're not supposed to, you know, I need to focus on the positive, not the negative. You know, I need to, you know, I understand all this. I wrote a book on it, right? Fountain Coke Zero really is where it's at. It really is where it's at. All right, I'm going to wrap this up real quick because we do have a point, and if you watch the whole video, there's a point to all of this. There's a theme. That's what a lot of people struggle with me, is if you only watch a little bit, you don't understand. There's a theme that we're building to and towards. And here's the theme. The theme is that you're not a spectator, you're a participant. It doesn't matter if you like that. It doesn't matter if you want to be a participant. I do not like it. I do not want to be a participant. I'll go cry to my mommy some more. Right? I do not want to be a participant. I do not have a choice. None of you have a choice. Those Soros activists who thought that crime would only affect the other people, they are getting killed. That woke tech girl, 26, lets the guy in the building in an elevator, had no business being there, died the most horrific way that you could imagine. Stuff and nightmares. Right? Stuff and nightmares. But she still would never, in her timeline, she hated white men and everything else. Doesn't matter. I still pray that she found God at the end. And that she's with the right place energetically. Because I don't want to wish the karma on myself or anyone else. But it's the reality. You're not a spectator. You're not watching the game of politics anymore. You're in. Republican, Democrat, doesn't matter. You're in. Tag, you're it. And you now have to figure out what you're going to do. Well, you better vote Republican. You better vote for the Republican nominee in 2024. I personally will be ending much better tone. Shut up, Goober. Shut up. Much better. Who are you to tell me what my tone is? You goober? Goober? Oh, you don't like my tone? Who are you people? Right? Oh, your tone. I don't care if you like my tone or you don't like it. Right? I don't care. You're in. You're tagged. So for me personally, in 2024, if Trump is a Republican nominee, I have friends who are Republicans. They did not vote for Trump in 2020, and I remained friends with them. In 2024, I will not have any friends who are Republicans if Trump's a nominee if they do not vote for Trump. That's because I view it as attempted murder. I view voting for anybody but the Republic. If Nikki Haley were the nominee in 2024, you know what I would do? I'd have to vote for her. I'd throw up. I'd feel sick. It would be not a good feeling. But I would vote for Nikki Haley, dude, in 2024. I would vote for Mike Pompeo in 2024. I wanted to be DeSantis, but he's not the guy. He could have had me. He could have listened to me. And you know what? He thought that he knew better than Cerno. They thought they knew better than the architect of the 2015-2016 win for Trump. They thought they knew better than me. Just like Jared thought he knew better than me when Trump was in office, and Jared got rich and the country got screwed. Nice. Great. Hope it was worth it not listening to Cerno. So DeSantis made the same thing. So I would vote for Chris Christie in I'm voting for the Republican nominee in 2024. Now, how much energy, spiritual and physical and emotional will I give to the 2024 nominee? That's a different question. Right? If DeSantis were somehow magically the 2024 nominee, then I would be all in. I would just not work for a year, live off of my meager savings, and whatever, just be a volunteer cuck. You know, that's how important it is. So yeah, I would but if Haley's the nominee, I'm obviously not volunteering. Right? Chris Christie, obviously I wouldn't volunteer, but I'm obviously going to vote for him. So because of the situation we're in, even though I have a lot of friends who voted for Biden or just cast a spoiler ballot against Trump in 2020, I will not continue those friendships if Trump is a nominee in 2024, because I view that as a vote to try to get people killed, and I view that as a demonic act. And then you would say, well, why would you, if Democrats, why do you hold Republicans to a higher standard than the Democrats? Because the Democrats are lost to the demons. Right? The Democrats are lost. If you're a Republican, you just can't vote for Trump because you're like little weenies hurt. Right? Your little wee-wee's hurt. That's all. Oh, a good friend of mine, I love the guy, so I don't want to seem like I'm bashing him. He might watch this, and so I love you. I'm not bashing you. He said, I love everything Trump's doing. I can't wait to vote against him in 2020. True story. And again, I love this guy, okay? If Trump's, everything Trump did, great. Can't vote for him. Because what, your fifis are hurt? Get real here. So, in 2024, I will not, that's not going to work for me in 2024. Because that's the time that the country's in, and that's, we have Venezuelan criminal gangs in. We haven't, look at what Biden's done, right? It's a matter of personal safety now for everybody. So if you're a Republican and you somehow can't vote for Trump, you're you're worse to me than a Democrat. Because at least we could say the Democrats just lost to the demons. You know, you're just pathetic. You know, you're just like, you got your feelings hurt about something Trump said, and that's why you can't vote for the person who gave us the most conservative 4 years in modern Republican history, right? There's just something wrong with you. It's like there's something wrong spiritually or psychologically. It's like, go to therapy or something. And because there's no excuse. You just gotta vote for the nominees. And I say the same thing. I don't care who the Republican nominee is in 2024. Yeah, it's like somebody says, who people waiting for Jesus to vote for? Exactly. Sorry, you're not going to get Jesus on the ballot. And if Jesus were on the ballot, you'd vote against him too, because he'd be too radical, right? So I'm voting for the Republican nominee in 2024. I consider it a matter of life or death. I will not associate with people if Trump is the nominee in 2024. I will not associate with people who call themselves conservatives or Republicans who do not vote for Trump, because that means that they support Venezuelan gangs coming in. It means they support ritual human sacrifice of people, which is happening. Look it up. It means they support all those houses in El Paso where children are being tortured. It means what you support, because your little feelings got hurt somehow along the way. You're just a little baby, you're a little crybaby. Go get a bottle and suck on it, right? For now. So, but I was fine with that in 2020.
I watched it.
And because we've seen what there's no such thing anymore as a moderate Democrat.
These are children hazards.
Right? There's no such thing as a moderate Dem, centrist Dem. Biden's going to restore some normalcy. Here, we have gulags and gangs, guys. And we have Soros DAs, and we have crime like we've never seen. Torture in our own country. Get out of here. There's no moderate Dem. There's no other solution, right? There isn't. And so no, you don't get to just, because you're so moral and you're so righteous. Oh, you're so righteous. Go to church then. You're so righteous. Go to church if that's where you want to be so righteous. This is politics. It's politics, not church. Just like I don't care that people who are good people, they vote the wrong way. You know, I don't care what you did. I care how you vote. It works both ways, even if you're a moral man. And I don't think Mitt Romney's moral. He's a complete fraud and liar. If you look at, he carpetbagged his way from Massachusetts to Utah. He was pro-life in Massachusetts till he ran for governor. Then he said he supported Roe versus Wade. Romney did Obamacare before there was Obamacare, and then he ran for office and said he's against socialized medicine, blah, 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 blah. I don't even think Romney's a moral person, but let's just say that hypothetically he was moral. Well, he votes the wrong way, so I don't care. Give me the low-life scumbag who votes the right way. That's who I support every time. Because it's politics, not church. It ain't church. Right? It ain't church. It ain't your priest. It ain't your pastor. You want a role model, go to your priest. Ask him how to live. Right? Go to your pastor, ask him how to live. Right? It's how they vote. It's how I'll vote for the low, and I'm not saying Trump's a lowlife, obviously. If Trump had won, I'll be so frustrated anyway, because nobody's been more critical of Trump than I have. Justifiably so. But none of it matters, dude. None of it matters. We have one more election in 2024, and you don't get to be above it all, or you get to be some holier than thou person, right? You get to vote against what's happening in front of our own eyes, right? Or you vote for it. That's the only option. There is no high road. There's no religious perfect person who's ever going to run. You vote for outcomes. If you're an adult, you vote for outcomes. And we now know the outcomes of voting for a Democrat. We know the outcomes of voting for Trump. You are mentally defective if you cannot decide which is the better outcome. Thanks for watching. Vote Republican like your life depends on it, because it does.